Joined in the studio now by Guy Azriel, I-24 News correspondent, in this case, tennis aficionado. I love talking tennis with you guys, so got to bring you in here. First of all, on the women's final, this was a matchup that carried some unique elements to it here. I mean, the first, I believe, first Tunisia, but maybe wider than that. I mean, Djokovic represented something bigger, reaching the final here. What do we say about the runner-up?
Yes, not just the final, but the entire tournament, really. So many amazing stories and very special circumstances. Of course, we will remind our viewers again that Russian and Belarusian players were banned from this tournament as a result.
Ban, right? A lot of
absolutely, particularly in the men's side, but also in the women's draw. As a result, the ATP, the WTA, deciding not to grant any ranking points for the players who compete this year. Some of the players chose not to come, like Naomi Osaka, for example. Maybe because of that, maybe not. Others do compete because, as they say, the points come and go, but the Grand Slams, they stay forever. And
it's legend, right? It's
a life-changing experience for the Kazakh Elena Rybakina, 23 years of age. A great story. Again, the story does relate to everything we just spoke about, because Rybakina was born in Moscow. She was Russian until 4 years ago. When she changed her nationality, she had some financial issues. The Kazakh Tennis Association came up with an offer to represent them, assisting her with coaching and some aid, and she took that opportunity, and she's Kazakh. Of course, she was asked about this so many times throughout the tournament, and find her way to ignore those questions, saying, I represent Kazakhstan. But yes, Ons Jabeur, the other big story of this final, the first Arab woman to reach a Grand Slam final. She made headlines throughout her country and throughout the continent. You could say she was the crowd favorite. Everybody wanted that fairy tale story. It wasn't to be this time. Also a very interesting player. She's not the usual hard-hitting player, playing a lot of slices, drop shots, very good at the net. Just a fantastic player to watch, and we had a pretty nice final despite some early nerves from both players. Eventually Rybakina taking it in just under 2 hours in 3 sets.
Now I know the men's final playing out. By the time this replays later, there will be results around this, but we're looking at, I put it this way, some of the tennis world's biggest villains facing off in this final.
I'm not sure both of them would like that title, at least Djokovic, but perhaps Kyrgios on his side. By the way, both of them were not so fond of each other at a certain point in history. Over recent days, the bromance has started, at least on Instagram. Both players inviting each other to have a dinner or a drink after today's final. So we'll see.
Fireworks, quote unquote.
We'll see how they feel after this match. Of course, Djokovic chasing not just his 7th Wimbledon title, but his 21st Grand Slam title, chasing Rafael Nadal with his 22 Grand Slams.
A whole other disappointing story of its own. Guy Azriel, thanks for joining us.